Hello and welcome to Inside Iona. I'm Kyle Byrne.
And I'm Chrissy Bookie. Here's what's happening inside Iona. The creator of the Twitter handle Iona Probs reveals himself, and he talks with us about it.
ICTV reporter Cassie Lina went around campus to find out what students did for spring break.
And stay tuned for Anthony Carlo with your IC Gales Sports Report and Maral Kathwari with entertainment news.
All this and more in this episode of Inside Iona.
Congratulations to Dr. Trismaine Grimes, who is the recipient of this year's Women of Achievement Award. Dr. Grimes is the Assistant Vice President for Academic Affairs. The Women's Studies program sponsors the Women of Achievement Award celebration, which recognizes the accomplishments of a woman faculty member, staff, or administrator during Women's History Month. Dr. Grimes says she is blessed to have received the award.
Well, you know, this was really a surprise for me. I had no idea that someone had nominated me for the Women of Achievement Award. So I was absolutely flabbergasted and so happy to have been nominated and actually have earned the award or been given the award by my colleagues. When your peers recognize you, it's really very special. So I think this meant the world to me. The celebration was wonderful. My family was there, my colleagues were there, and so my two worlds had a chance to collide, and that was really outstanding. Everyone was so kind.
Iona benefactor and former trustee Eugene P. Canese passed away March 19th. He was a member of the class of 1951. He went on to become chairman and CEO of World Air Lease and Greenwich Air Services. Canese also wrote a book called Making Memories, My Life Story. President Nair described Mr. Canese as a sterling example of what it means to be an Ionian. In 2008, Iona named the North Ave Residence Hall after Mr. Canese to honor him and his wife Anna May, who died just 3 days later. A funeral mass was held for them on March 28th at Holy Family Parish. Iona Mass Comm faculty member Mike DeMurgis interviewed Mr. Canese last year in his Newport, Rhode Island home. He said his religion is what inspired him to give back.
Talk about your philanthropic work. You've done so much for Iona, obviously, and you've done so much charity work through the years. Talk about that and why it's so important to pass that on to your grandkids.
That's part of the morality I got from my religion, and you know, I like to help people wherever I can. Unfortunately, I'm restricted. I can only do certain things.
In lieu of flowers, the Canese family is asking for donations to the Francis and Frank Canese Endowed Scholarship Fund. For more info, go to iona.edu/support.
During the week of St. Patrick's Day, Iona College was off for spring break. Some of the senior class traveled to Puerto Rico, Miami, Florida, Los Angeles, California, and even a study abroad program to Poland. Cassie Lina traveled across campus to ask students what fun activities they did over spring break.
Thank you, guys. As everyone knows, the week of spring break is one of the biggest weeks in colleges all over the country. The week of March 15th, the Iona Gales had their spring break. I'm here on the campus today to find out how students spent their week.
I'm on the softball team here at Iona, so we went to California, Northridge, which is in South California, and we just played games, had fun. Me and a couple of the girls went to Disneyland, which is always fun, and yeah, we just had a blast spending time with each other, and it was fun. 90-degree weather, so it was better than here in New York.
What I did for my spring break, absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing.
I actually spent my week in Baltimore for a mission trip with Iona Mission, and we worked with several different homeless shelters called Our Daily Bread, Sarah's Place, my sister's place as well. And then we went to this place called the Gallagher Services Center. We painted some kitchens, and we also learned a lot about human sex trafficking.
For my spring break, I stayed right here in New Rochelle. I'm a commuter student, but I stayed right here in New Rochelle. Didn't really do much, caught up on some sleep, did some homework, of course, but all is good. I'm glad to be back here at Iona.
Iona released the names of this year's commencement speakers who will also be getting honorary degrees. The undergraduate keynote speaker will be Dorothy Wykeden. She is a journalist and executive editor of The New Yorker. She will receive a Doctor of Humane Letters. Edward Filardi, class of '65, will be the graduate keynote speaker. He is a partner of one of the biggest law firms in the world. He will receive the Doctor of Laws degree. And the college will also honor Patrick Martin, class of '62. He is a retired business executive and co-founder of the Patrick J. Martin Foundation. Martin is a benefactor to Iona students studying math and science who have been selected as Pat Martin Scholars. He will get the Doctor of Science honorary degree. Commencement is scheduled for Saturday, May 16th in the Madison Square Garden Theater.
Thanks, Kyle and Chrissy. It's great to be back in the studio. For starters, I have some really depressing news for One Direction fans. Singer Zayn Malik announced earlier this month that he will be leaving the boy band following cheating allegations that led him to be really stressed out. He's clearly had enough of the limelight and now wants to take some time off and lead a more private life. Regardless of rumors that he's planning on going solo as an artist, the singer nor his bandmates have confirmed his change of musical direction. Last November, Rolling Stone magazine published a graphic article of a student named Jackie, who was gang raped at the University of Virginia's Phi Kappa Psi fraternity in 2012. This week, Rolling Stone retracted the article, admitting that there were some factual issues, and now the fraternity involved is planning on suing the magazine. Rapper and producer Jay-Z announced that he will be launching a new music streaming service. He's teamed up with artists like Rihanna, Kanye, and Beyonce to bring you a high-quality service that will include exclusive content from artists. Finally, a new Mr. Iona has been crowned. Junior Akil Cardoza took home the King's Crown on March 26th. The pageant was hosted by Phi Gamma Chi sorority, and all proceeds made from the event will benefit HIV and AIDS research. That's it for entertainment news. I'm Rala Kethwari. Thanks for tuning in.
All right, so who has a Twitter account? I know I do. So if you find yourself wondering who the person is behind the tweets from the account known as Iona Probs, we know who. Yes, Louis Ramos. ICTV asked him why he created this Twitter account.
One day, me and my friends, we were in La Penta around the TVs, and we're talking about all sorts of Twitter jokes and stuff like that. And I said, wouldn't it be funny if we had a Probs account for Iona, something that just like was really funny and talked about everyday stuff. So I made it, they all followed it, got a few retweets. It started gaining like some steam after a few weeks, and I was like, oh, this could be interesting. Like, I really didn't mean for it to become anything. It was just really a joke thing for me.
On Tuesday, March 24th, there was a memorial service in the Aragoni Center and a reception and dedication in the Iona College Art Center for Catherine Mapp. In the last episode of Inside Iona, I mentioned that there was a faculty reception and memorial service for her, and now they have recently dedicated the dance studio in Catherine Mapp's name. Iona President Dr. Nair said, Professor Mapp's contributions to Iona and our students were extraordinary. ICTV was there at the event.
Apparent that her spirit will live on in the faculty and the staff and the students who share the passion for the arts here at Iona College and in our community. Through the incredible generosity of Joanne and Joe Murphy, I'm pleased that today and from this day forward, Catherine's vision and expression of the arts will not only transcend time, but certainly this space, and from today forward will be known as the Catherine Mapp Dance Studio.
Hi, I'm Anthony Carlo with your Iona Gales Sports Report. After falling to arch rival Manhattan in the MAC Championship, the Iona College men's basketball team competed in the NIT. It took on the University of Rhode Island, a team that came out of the gates on fire, hitting 7 of 13 trifectas in the first 20 minutes. Attempting to save the day was junior A.J. English and his stat sheet stuffer, compiling 26 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, and 4 steals. David Lowery posted his 19th double of the season, amassing 26 points and 17 boards. This would not be enough as the Gales trailed by as much as 19 late in the second half and fell 88-75. The Maroon and Gold has played in a postseason tournament all 5 years that Coach Tim Kluse has been at the helm. The team is on the longest 20-plus wins streak in program history, with now 6 seasons straight with 20 or more wins. David Lowery will be representing Iona at the Portsmouth Invitational. Former Gales Sean Armand, Lamont Jones, and Mike Glover all participated, so he's in some good company. In women's basketball, D'Amica Martinez has taken the next step to going pro. The Iona star was selected as one of 40 women to participate in a private WNBA combine in Tampa. It seems as if the Iona College men's baseball team has worked out the kinks because it has won 6 of its last 8. The Gales brought the bats out in their most recent win at LIU Brooklyn. A big third inning was key. Trailing 2-zip, sophomore Matt Byrne drilled an RBI triple as part of his 3 RBI, 3-hit day. Freshman Seth Hoagland went 3 for 5 with 2 RBIs. The big blow, however, coming in the 5th inning when freshman Matt Flannery blasted a 3-run homer, the first long ball of his career, giving the Gales an 8-3 lead. Rookie Joe DeRosa picked up the win, pitching the 5th and 6th innings after Max Bruckner gave up 3 runs through the first 4. Vinnie Martin iced the game in the 9th, striking out the side. In softball, the Gales split a day-night doubleheader with Wagner dropping the first game 5-1, but rebounding in the second nicely with a 4-3 win. The Gales wore their rally caps, down 2-1 in the 4th. First baseman Kristen Turner tied the game at 2, blasting her 5th home run of the season. Giving up the lead again, the Gales relied on Turner again. She smacked a gapper with 1 out. Pinch runner Courtney Miller would score later in the inning, and Christine Costello knocked in the go-ahead run. Junior Jordan Courage got the win, pitching 3 innings, giving up only 1 run and escaping a final threat by Wagner. The women's lacrosse team picked up a win against Quinnipiac. They easily took down the Bobcats 16-7, improving to 5-8 overall and 1-4 in the MAC. Mary Kate McCormick lit it up with a 7-point game consisting of 3 goals and 4 assists. She led the MAC with 24 assists at this point in the season. In Major League Baseball news, the Yankees opened up the 2015 season at home with a 6-1 loss. However, they rebounded in Game 2 against the Toronto Blue Jays with a rally. Well, if you'd like to call it that. Down 3-1 in the 8th, they plated a run on a wild pitch, and Brian McCann got hit by a pitch to tie the game up. Chase Headley's infield single gave the Bombers the lead they needed, and they won 4-3. Certainly not bombing, but manufacturing runs to get the win. Well, that's all for today. I'm Anthony Carlo with your Iona Gales Sports Report.
At the recent town hall meeting with student government, President Nair talked about Iona's progress, some of its challenges, and its future. He discussed updates to the campus master plan, the Iona Forever campaign, and events which will celebrate Iona's 75th anniversary. Some capital improvements include the new North Ave Residence Hall opening fall of next year, new lounge space in Dorley Hall, and upgrades to science labs. There will also be improvements to the parking garage, which will soon begin. And lastly, a full-service Starbucks will be opened in the ground floor of the La Penta Student Union. Dr. Nair also announced that the college has raised over $45 million in scholarships.
Financing is always a question. One question we receive from you in advance is, are we paying for that building out of our tuition right now? It's a great question, and the answer is no. Iona College doesn't borrow much money. Some colleges do that a lot. The one thing we'll borrow money to do is student housing. So you'll recall last year, your college got 2 credit upgrades. Sounds kind of mundane. There were only 9 colleges in the country that had a credit upgrade. Yours is one of them. Moody's and Standard & Poor's just reaffirmed the college's credit when we went to bond the debt for the residence hall, which means we're selling bonds. And the revenue from the residence hall will pay for the bond debt. So the residence hall will be paid for by the students that live in the residence hall beginning in fall 2016. So you're not paying for that.
On Wednesday, March 4th, the Gamma Lambda Rho sorority and others hosted the KIND campaign in the Spelman Burke Lounge. This event was a documentary on females and anti-bullying awareness. It was a great way for women to get together and talk about anti-bullying methods, which was empowering and contradicted many social stereotypes of the sorority culture. ICTV reporter Matt Ricker was there to capture more on this powerful event. Matt?
On Wednesday, March 4th, the Women's Greek Life at Iona College sponsored the KIND campaign.
Awareness of the fact that there is a lot of girl-on-girl violence, I guess you could say, that goes on. Yeah, we may be the best of friends, but we do tend to kind of talk behind each other's back. So it's truly just to bring it to the surface that it is a problem, and just watch this documentary film on the KIND campaign and how to bring kindness and love kind of back to all of us.
It was very nice for them to set up this event. I feel like a lot of the girls tonight left being impacted by this, and you know, I'm pretty sure everyone realizes that it does take, like, every girl is affected by this.
It was kind of weird to see all the different situations that were different than yours but yet similar, and all these different people who had gone through the same things you gone through coming together. And
it was really awesome to have the Be Kind campaign come to our campus, and it was really great that all the sororities came together for this. It was really inspiring, and I think it was really important for all girls, especially seeing young age girls and then older girls as well, so it was really awesome.
Last Friday, March 27th, there was an event in the La Penta end zone called Pi Cap and Pilates. This event was to raise money for Pat Lynch and Dennis Martell for their ride across the country this summer. It's for an organization called the Abilities Experience, which raises money and awareness for people with disabilities.
Right now is Pi Cap and Pilates. It's been a dream of mine and Dennis's for a while now, about 2 weeks. So basically it's a fundraiser for our Journey of Hope, which we're doing this summer. It's basically one of our summer events from our fraternity, Pi Kappa Phi's Philanthropy, the Ability Experience. And the Journey of Hope basically is a 3,600-mile bike ride across the country in order to serve and support people with disabilities. We make friendship visits. We do a whole bunch of things. And it's a really great organization, really great cause. We're personally going to be crew members, so I'll be working hopefully public relations, fingers crossed, and Dennis will also have a leadership position. And we personally won't be cycling ourselves, but we'll actually be in the vans behind them, cheering them on and kind of doing all the behind the scenes work. So we're really excited. We're out here today getting limber, getting excited, so warm up with us and hopefully we'll see you guys out here.
Congratulations to WYCR. They were nominated in 4 categories for this year's Intercollegiate Broadcasting System Awards. The ceremony was held in March at the Pennsylvania Hotel in New York City. The categories were Best Specialty Music Show, Best Sports Talk Program, Best Use of Social Media, and Best News Interview.
Well, that's all for this episode of Inside Iona.
Chrissy, I can't believe I'm saying this, but the next episode will be our last one for the year, and my last one as your co-host.
Don't say that, Kyle. I'm going to get emotional. This is not an April Fool's joke.
No, but I hate to say it. Before we sign off, I want to thank the Digital Production Workshop for their help producing our host segments, and a big thanks to all the TV Club members who contributed to our monthly show. For all of us at ICTV, I'm Kyle Byrne.
And I'm Chrissy Bookie.
We'll see you next time.